See you. Good to see the activity on Twitter yesterday. Uh, First of all, really like that some of you have already taken action. So I can see Dr. Moez, who has tweeted, like Mayur anyway has been tweeting. I think I had a follow from Dr. Aparna as well. So good to see a few of you at least taking the action, getting onto Twitter. Today, when I discussed Twitter yesterday, I kept talking about, I'm not going to tell you about buffer because we most probably won't use buffer. And the reason why I said that was because most of us, at least who are professionals who use Twitter, we use a tool called Tweetdeck. Now, what is Tweetdeck? How does it work? What are the important ingredients to it? Somebody has a question. Okay, no problem. Okay. I think Mira, I think you have a problem with your iPad. I think I think Apple doesn't like me, or maybe we are not broadcasting from Apple hardware. Some issues there. You might want to shift to a normal PC if you have one, or even try your phone. I've seen some of these, webinars. They appear very well on phone. I've done a few myself. So try your phone. Otherwise, switch to another PC if you have. Otherwise, restart your iPad and it should work better. Is your iPad working on Wi-Fi or on network? Sometimes, if it's on Wi-Fi, then shut every other application, switch off, get your phone off Wi-Fi, see if anybody is using Wi-Fi in the house of clinic, and that should work better. Anyway, so this is what TweetDeck looks like, and there are a couple of ways to use it, but let me start by telling you how to get in there. So very simple process. Go to this is the easiest way. First of all, TweetDeck is only for Twitter, right? It's only for Twitter. You cannot use any other network on it. So normally what TweetDeck does is asks you to sign with your Twitter handle and your Twitter password. Once you do that, then you will get an interface that somewhat looks like this. Now, what is this interface? Why does it look like that? How does this come along? Let me explain a bit about that. So essentially, if I go to my home screen, this is the only screen that will be visible in the beginning, right? I can customize this as I want. Let's start with the first tab on the top right, which is a very important tab, which is your tweet tab, right? How do you tweet? If you notice, interestingly, I have two Twitter profiles and both of them are established on TweetDeck. Actually, I can tweet from multiple profiles on TweetDeck. That is the biggest advantage. Suppose you have 4 or 5 profiles and you want to use them, you can use TweetDeck, and you can as many profiles as you want. You may want you can I think there's a limit to the number of profiles, but definitely can take more than 5 or 6 profiles, and you can set them up and start tweeting from them, and whatever you write, you select how many profiles you want to tweet from and it will go out. That's the first advantage. Second advantage is obviously you can customize the way it looks. You can have a square view, you can have a larger screen view, or you can have a multiple screen view, right, one on top of the other. So this is your tweet. As yesterday we discussed, it keeps telling how many characters you have left, and you tweet from here. Now, what are some interesting features of TweetDeck? One is, I can send a tweet. I can also send a direct message to people directly from here. So I don't need to go and select them. I can go to, for example, I think I'm getting the wrong voice. That's probably I'm not following, but let's see. I can directly, as long as I'm following him, I can send a direct message to Mayur. And he will receive it, right? That's as far as direct messages are concerned. Now, the interesting thing about this is obviously I can add images just like any other channel, but I can also schedule a tweet. So this hello?
Yes, sir. I think you paused your screen because our screen
Is
is
it?
not is just showing FDI. That's it.
No, I haven't paused it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should just shut Social Bro. Maybe it's pulling too much of the power.
Probably
Mm,
because our screen is
let
not
me.
moving at all.
Is it moving now?
No.
एक second. Is it moving now?
No. Should I take the controls over to myself and send it again to you?
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. Day, I mean, obviously I can't choose the days that are already gone, but I can choose any day, say the of uh, 1st of April, and I may forget this. So happy Fool's Day, right? Be careful who you trust today. Just for fun. So I tweet this, and this is going to. Now this has gone out. Interestingly, it has gone to scheduling. So if you actually go to my profile, you will not. The internet is slow today, yeah. So if you go to my profile, you don't see the tweet anywhere because it hasn't gone out as yet. It will go out on the 1st of April. So I can schedule tweets from Tweetdeck. I think that is a big plus, and I can operate multiple Twitter accounts at the same time. So most of us who are professional, we don't even go to Twitter anymore. We use Tweetdeck or some tool like that. Now, what are the other features that Tweetdeck has? Some very interesting features. I can search for anything. Yesterday we were searching for hashtags. I told you how I search for my event hashtag. Incidentally, I can search for the hashtag about Adobe Summit, and I can add a column if I want. Otherwise, I can search for people. I can search for example, let me search for FDI tweet and see if there are any tweets on FDI. This is not the same as retentive FDI. This is foreign direct investment. So you can see a lot of comments on FDI coming up here. You can search for anything. You can search for World Cup, and it'll show you all the tweets across the world on World Cup. It's a very powerful tool, very well made, and the search capabilities are pretty good. I would say in some cases it's better than Twitter. You can also search by users. If you don't want to talk about, if you don't want to search by topics, you can search by users as well, right? Now this is the other tab. So the advantage of TweetDeck, like Twitter, it gives you notifications. So anything related with you is showed up here. Now I've added notification as a bar here, so that I can keep track of who's saying who's saying what, and who do I have to respond to. This is a tab that always remains open for me, along with the key messages tab, which is direct messages. which are seen only by me and the user and nobody else. These are the 4 tabs that I have set up. Look, I remember, for example, yesterday we were searching for dentist, and I search for dentist, and what I'll do is it shows me all the people that use hashtag dentist, and I'm going to add a column. So what happens after that is now there is a tab called dentist that has opened here. From here I can search what's happening on this hashtag. So I can search by hashtag and keep it open like permanently, right? Somebody has replied to my message. I don't know who that is, but we'll figure it out. So what else can I do on Tweetdeck, right? I can add a column. Now the column could be my home, search, my followers, notifications. Notifications are a superior form of mentions, but I can just search by mentions, messages for all accounts. Now currently messages are running only for one account, but I can keep messages for all accounts, mentions for all accounts. The activity, I can keep one user tab open. I can keep a tab for trending, favorites, lists, collections, scheduled. Scheduled in the sense, now if I keep a scheduled tab here, it shows that Happy Fool's Day has been scheduled by me. So if you do a lot of scheduling, okay, we have a couple of questions. Let's take them. I have a raised hand from Dr. Suvarna. If you have not seen yesterday's webinar, you will be slightly lost. Has everybody seen yesterday's webinar? I think we have almost a similar audience there, right? And are there any questions? Can you just type your question, because I can see your raised hand, but do you have a question on top of it? Okay, I'll just wait for your question then. So this scheduled tab is here. I can add activity, and I can choose which one I want activity for. And activity basically tells me people who are following me, or actually people I am following. What are they doing? It gives me a good idea. So anybody I am following gives me an idea of what is going on with them. Okay, is everybody else can hear me clearly? So voice over internet protocol, VoIP, it always has an issue. Don't use too many internet processes while the voice is on, because you're using voice and video both. So it takes a lot of your bandwidth. I would request you to switch off everything else. Get your phone off the Wi-Fi. See if your TV, smart TV is on the Wi-Fi. Get it off. And just make sure that only your PC on which the webinar is going on is connected to it, right? All right, thanks. Yeah, so I can have a look at whoever is following me. What are they doing? It's just interesting, but I rarely ever watch what others are doing. I can have favorites. I can see what's trending. I can see what is trending. So New Zealand versus West Indies is trending. Wadi is trending. I assume these two gentlemen played well today. Ujwal Nikam, I don't know who is that gentleman. The World Cup, West Indies. Trent Bolt is the bowler who took 4 wickets today. So it's essentially a lot of that's trending, and this trending is based on my location, right, which is India. So a lot of that's trending is because of the World Cup, and you can also check, if you add this column, you can check what's trending. You can put a thing for user, that is which user you want to have a column for. Now notification user mentions, I think notification is much better because it notifies you about everything, so it's like a one channel for everything. Otherwise you will have to set up multiple channels, and one of the best practices is not to let it scroll like this, you know. I have too many of them, so I can you know, some of them I've just opened now. I opened Adobe because I was I was at this event, but eventually we should try to reduce the number of columns that are open and keep it to 4 or 5 at best, which we think are very, very important. I can expand this view. Obviously I can collapse this view, and I can go into accounts and see the various accounts I have. This is my default account, so when I set something as a default account, uh, whenever I tweet, it goes out from the default account. It does not go from anywhere else. I can also choose my other account, which is a much smaller account, and I always toyed with deleting it because I'm not able to pay too much attention to it. But this is an account that I specifically use for healthcare, and if you do analysis on this account, we will see a very different following and different profile. So, but my default account is Dr. Vikram because 2009 I was probably early. That's why I got this handle. Go into settings. I can create, I can use themes. Now I have removed any sensitive content, and that's because I don't want anybody to see funny things on my profile view. But use that notification. It notifies me when it starts. All the tweets are, this is real time now, and I can select a theme, a dark theme or a light theme. Now I've chosen dark, so it will all become black. It looks much cooler, but then I can use narrow columns or wide columns. I normally use medium, but you can narrow the number of the columns. That way you can see many more columns. You can make them wider. It shows you lesser columns, but it reads very easy. And then on top of that, you can choose font size. Smallest is a bit too small. And you can see real time it's changing. Largest is a bit too large, but depends on your preferences. I like medium again. There are some services available, like you can use link shortening. You can use bit.ly directly here. So if you give your bit.ly username and the API key, it will start shortening using bit.ly, but I will explain to you about bit.ly separately, and if you want to integrate it here, let me know. I can help you with that as well. Right now I'm running on mute, so I can, for example, I've muted this one person, so I can unmute him. You can mute anybody. For example, if you have somebody who's irritating you and you don't want to see his content, you can mute that person, right? So these are some of the features of Tweetdeck, a very interesting tool. I recommend all of you. I have some problems with my Chrome today. I was going to show you a very cool way of using Tweetdeck, but this is on the web. So I want all of you to start, optimizing your Tweetdeck, start using it regularly, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to stop all these columns because there are too many columns now. So you can delete the columns, they will go off, you can reset them again, and whenever you feel like you can come back and start another column, but ideally the columns should be focused on only the ones you are tracking daily or ones you want exposure to daily, right? That's pretty much Tweetdeck for you. If there are any questions, I'll take them now. Let's see if I can get my Chrome up and running, then I can show you the app on Chrome for Tweetdeck. I'll take a few questions and then we'll go on to some of the other tools that we're going to analyze. Any questions?
Dr. Vikram?
Yeah.
Dr. Dinesh is asking how will Twitter help in marketing? Sorry, Dr. Pallavi is asking that question.
How will Twitter help me?
How will Twitter help in marketing the dental practice?
Okay, so were you there yesterday? Dr. Pallavi, were you there yesterday or did you miss yesterday's session?
Yes, she was there, and she is asking,
Okay.
should we follow the patients or vice versa?
Okay, so yesterday I told you a very interesting fact about Twitter. See, Twitter is not like Facebook, it's not like LinkedIn, right? Not everybody needs to follow everybody. And it's a highly non-reciprocal network. And I'll explain to you, let me explain to you what that means. That means, let's look at Dr. Moyes, who just started off yesterday. He's following 52 people, but even after 24 hours, he just has 6 followers. That means all those 52 have not followed him back, right? If you dig slightly deeper into who he's following, and this is just out of, academic interest. Okay, so it's asked me to log into Twitter. Okay, fine. I don't want to do that. So anyway, so if you figure out who he is following, there might be all sorts of famous people. Now, most famous people don't follow everybody. That's one thing very strange. I believe if you think the other person, you know the other person, it looks like a genuine person, I think you should follow him back. So there's no harm in following patients back. As a matter of fact, if you're following patients and you find out what's happening in their life, maybe you'll be able to expand your or offer them some solutions early on as far as the dental care is concerned. But following patients is not a bad idea. As a matter of fact, if you collect Twitter handles during registration of your patients, you should tweet to as many of them as possible and tag them. Tagging is, you just start a tweet by saying I don't know most of your handles, but let's see. I'll again go to Mayur. So just tag, for example, Dr. Mayur and tell him that new whatever, new timings for the clinic from today or something like that, and tweet it to them. So it's important to keep that conversation going, and it's important to keep discussing, to keep that interaction on. The other form of marketing is keep it as local as possible. Yesterday we discussed that heavily. So when you use hashtags, now which city are you in, Dr. Pallavi? Are you in Bombay too?
Dr.
Okay,
Pallavi is
I
from
couldn't
Pune.
get your city, but from Pune. So you can, hashtag Pune, hashtag dentist.
Sir, I think there are a few very basic questions from Twitter. Like Dr. Aparna is asking, what is a Twitter handle?
Uh, who's asking me?
What is Twitter handle? Dr. Aparna.
Okay, Dr. Aparna, you just created a handle. So you created something without knowing what it was.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's a very cool term. Actually, these are all very cool terms. Like I can say a filling, but instead of saying filling, if I want to sound very sophisticated, I can say restoration, right? Or instead of saying instead of saying uh, instead of saying root canal, I can say endodontics, for example. It's just another cool way. Now, I assume this is yours, and now this is your handle at Home Dental Clinic. Now you put severe, you know, I would prefer if you give more description rather than saying just dentist, because if you can give more description, it will be better. Like, have you been in Pune all your life, and what else do you like, or where you studied from, or just one word. And this at Home Dental Clinic is your handle. That's a handle. So when I say Twitter handle, I mean at Home Dental Clinic. Now I can, obviously I'm going to follow you, but this lock means that your profile is not open. I would say, because we are doing marketing here and we are trying to market things, let's not close anything. Twitter is not like Facebook. Anyway, none of your personal details would ever be here. So keep this, don't keep it locked, keep it open so that others can see you, and put information only from a marketing sense, right? Put information only from a marketing sense. I hope that helps. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so anyway, so Home Dental Clinic, right? That's not yours, right? That's somebody else's. There's already a Home Dental Suite, which is interesting. What is your handle? Home Dental Clinic, okay. Right? And I'm going to tweet from both my handles, and here you go. So try to keep it, so when you are marketing, keep it as local as possible. Use your city hashtag, use your Twitter hashtag, use your city hashtag, use your locality hashtag if required, but try to keep as local as possible, right? Just look at how fast Twitter goes. This is the rate at which Twitter has been, the number of tweets that are coming in. 9 seconds ago, then in 9 seconds the tweet changed. I can see only these 3 tweets. So what is the shelf life for my handle? Hardly 10 to 15 seconds. Tweets are moving very fast. So look at this. This is the Manchester United handle that I keep watching. That's even more crazy. It's crazier than my home view. So by viewing Tweetdeck, you're actually like watching TV. You can actually figure out 4 different channels, what's happening on each channel, and even interact on all 4 channels. Right? Does that help? Isn't this cool?
So there's a question from the audience.
Beg your pardon?
There's a question from Dr. Pallavi. She's asking, what will be seen, the handle or the profile name?
So okay, let's see what's being seen here. So I can see the name, and I can see the handle. I can see both. Right? This is what I see. I see the name and the handle. I see both. So both are visible, yes. When I click on the name, obviously the profile comes up.
Dr. Aparna is saying she's still in confusion. Dr. Aparna, can you please elaborate on what more you would like Dr. Vikram to elaborate on? Dr. Pallavi is saying, suppose you are not following even then. Even then, I can't get the question. So,
why am I not getting the question here?
Sir, I think, is your chat window open? Is the questions?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably because I took you off the organizer once and then again put you as an organizer. But you're still the organizer. Have you accepted it, the organizer thing? All of it. Suppose if you are not following someone, can you still tweet to that person? I think Dr. Pallavi is asking that question.
Yeah, you can. You can tweet to anybody on Twitter. You can't send him a direct message.
Okay. Dr. Aparna is asking if I'm shifting my clinic to a new premises, how to tweet?
Yeah, I mean, how to?
How should she tweet if she's shifting her premises?
I mean, it shouldn't matter, right? I mean, you want to inform others that you've shifted,
Yeah.
because see, you can always change your profile, and if you are not shifting your area, uh, you can also put the name of your area, but that shouldn't really affect you.
Yeah, who will see that?
It
She's asking.
doesn't
Who will see
matter.
that?
Okay, so in order to see someone's tweets, right, for them to come up like how it's coming up on my right hand side, right, on my left hand side of the screen, if you see all this, these are people that I follow. That's why their content is coming here. If I don't follow somebody, his content will not come up here. I have to follow them. That's why their content comes up here. And whoever follows me, my content comes on their screen. That's how it works.
Right. Dr. Meera is asking, what do you mean by retweet? Is it just a reply or a comment?
No. Reply is something else. So I thought, so okay, let's take an example. So Mayur has shifted, has told us, given us some vital information about somebody who won a competition by DNA thanks to Twitter. Now I can do a couple of things with it, right? I can reply to Mayur. I'm only seeing Mayur because I'm following him. I'm not seeing anybody else. I can reply to him. I can retweet from that account. I can favorite. Favorite is like from Facebook. Now the retweet is replying to Mayur only. And I can say anything I want. For example, I can say, congratulations. Great job. Now when I'm replying that, now I'm not only replying to Mayur, I am also replying to this other dentist, who's Rajiv Chitgupi, and I'm replying to him as well. So I don't think I follow him. I'm not following him, right? But I'm replying to him as well, and he'll be able to see my tweet, right? But that's just replying. Now if I retweet, just keep watching the column on the left hand side, okay? Let's try to do this real time. So I retweet, and sometimes it goes very fast. So this was my tweet congratulating them, and if I retweet, my tweet will show up here as well. It's not shown up as yet, but as soon it will show up on my left hand side. Okay, anyway, it should show up here. So that's a retweet. I replied, I retweeted.
It was already showing. You crossed it.
Yeah, probably it just went off. I have favorited it. I can also follow. You can send a direct message. So there are so many other things you can do. Depends on what you want to do. What is it that you want to showcase through here? If you retweet somebody's content, that is akin to sharing, which we discussed on Facebook. Sharing is like is a high form of engagement. It gives you a lot of influence if somebody shares your content. Replying is somebody is engaging in a conversation with you. Favoriting is just like it's not a big deal, right? Does that help?
Right. There's a next question from Dr. Pallavi. She's asking, not tweet, but if you are not following someone, what will you be seeing about that person, the handle or the profile name?
If you are not following someone, So I'm not following him, but I can see his handle, profile name, everything. See, Twitter is generally very open. There is no, it's not like you know, Facebook, which has a lot of security features and they are very well imposed. Twitter is more open because it's only short messaging, right? So I can see the profile, I can see the handle, I can see a lot of stuff. Also, it's important that when you do your Twitter profile, especially for dentistry, make your description as professional as possible. For example, passionate about everything around important or not is immaterial, dentist, speaker, author, critic, entrepreneur, party animal, Mumbai. So, so he's clearly put out a message out there. So if you have a party on in Bombay, please invite Dr. Rajiv and he'll be more than happy to come. So that's the kind of message he's sending. So when you create your profile, keep it as professional as possible. Let's look at Dr. Mayur. Dentist, artist, entrepreneur, lecturer, citizen, journalist, Mumbai. Very, very clear. You see him, you see his profile, you probably know what he's up to. So it's no surprise that he's doing all of this work, right? So be very clear on your profile because both your profile and your handle will be visible along with your name to everybody. Any other questions?
That's it for the questions at this point of time.
Okay, great. So let's go to I want you to stop using Twitter and start using TweetDeck. TweetDeck is a great tool. Set it up, very easy to use. We'll give one more shot to see if my Chrome channel works. If it works, then we will. Okay, looks like it's working. All right. So I'll show you another way of using TweetDeck. And are all of you familiar with Chrome apps? If you don't want to use an internet, it's like an app, except it's a web app, not a mobile app. So if you don't want to use Chrome on the web, but you want it set up on an app, in your Chrome, you can use the Chrome web app. So you just go to Chrome apps and search for TweetDeck. There are a lot of apps available. Similar, so that was the web version, and this is the app version. Very, very interesting and very, very easy to use as well. Chrome has a lot of other apps. If you just go to Chrome and top of it you search for apps, you can use a lot of apps. These are the ones I have uploaded here. There's Social Bro here. We might use this to demo, but you can easily go to one of these places and search for apps and go to the web store here, and you can see a lot of apps here. Very, very cool. I don't know how many of you are already using Chrome. We have another question. Okay, for some reason I'm not able to see the questions. But anyway, this Chrome Web Store, you can see it at the bottom portion. Only if you're using Chrome as a browser, right? It's not available in Internet Explorer. Don't use Internet Explorer anymore. Microsoft has anyway decided to kill the product. Very soon you won't see Explorer. You will only see you'll see a new product from Microsoft, but I don't know how that will be. But Chrome is the coolest browser today. You can buy a lot of things. A lot of them are free. Dropbox, FLV player. A lot of very, very interesting apps are available. TweetDeck is one of them, right? So let's go to the app section and see if we can get Social Bro to work. If this works here, fine. Otherwise, I'll go to the web version and show you from the web. And I'm going to shut TweetDeck right now because I don't want I don't want the bandwidth to be consumed by TweetDeck. Just give it one more shot. If it doesn't work, I'll go to the website. Before we go there, let us go to Bitly. I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about Bitly. Another great tool. It's for free, so that's the good news. We don't have to pay money for this either. And yesterday I told you you can use Bitly to shorten URLs. Suppose you have a long URL which you want to shorten to post it on Twitter or Facebook or anywhere. At the same time, you wanted to do some analysis on who's checking your link and what is happening with it. So take your long URL and the best thing about Bitly is once you sign in with an account, like I have signed into my Twitter account, it never forgets anything. So the minute, even if you type the same URL twice, it will give you the same link and will give you the same uh, the consolidated stats. It won't give you changing stats, right? So this is my website. So I just thought I'll shorten it. Okay, this is the shortened link. So I copy this link. Now from now on, if I use this link anywhere, it should lead me to my website back. Just checking. Yeah, it is going back to my website. Anyway, so this is a pretty cool tool. Let me tell you about some interesting features of Bitly before we go to Social Pro. So I can go to bundles. These are all the links that I've shortened over the years. I can go to bundles. Somehow internet seems to be slow today. So I can create a bunch of bit links, and the interesting thing will be, suppose I'm using one link again and again or a few links again and again, I can create a new bundle about it and stack them all together. I can look at stats, and stats are essentially, come on. Okay, so stats are essentially, it gives me an idea of what has worked. Let's pick up something, for example. I don't want to pick up any of my official stuff. Let me pick up something that could be more fun. Okay. Okay, let's do this. This is one of my blog posts. And sometimes you see some of the links don't do very well. So this is a blog post I wrote for a friend of mine on his blog, and I'm trying to see how well the blog post is done. What is interesting was that it had a very short life, maybe 2 or 3 days, right? It was published on 27 Jan, and by the time it was 31st Jan, clicks on it totally stopped. Now this is the most interesting part about Bitly. Tells you where the link has been clicked from. So you know and get an idea of what channel is working for you. For example, here 62 links came from Facebook only, out of which 24 were from Facebook.com, 22 were from mobile Facebook. That means somebody who was using Facebook on his mobile phone. IM Facebook is most probably the messenger, so somebody shared this link over the messenger, and iFacebook, that is the without non-app version, they had seven links. Gives you further breakdown as to what happened between them. So if I had to share content like what I've created here, the best place to share is Facebook. Twitter, obviously 4 clicks, and so I can, if I connect my Twitter handle to this account, I can see who exactly tweeted, and obviously there was 1 click on LinkedIn. Gives me an idea that 13 were unknown clicks. That means they did not come from any social network, but they had the URL, or somebody passed a URL on a messenger like WhatsApp, and they clicked from there. Geographic distribution, I can see 56 people from India, 17 from US, and the rest. And Uh, Most of these content was shared by me, like it was my handle that promoted most of it, so 80 clicks come back to my handle, right? Nobody else shared this apart from me. So this is a very interesting stat from Bitly. What it really helps you is, if you have to share any link, you're writing a blog, and obviously we won't go into the details of blog here, but we can do that in the future. But if you are sharing a blog and you want to popularize your blog, then you use Bitly to send the link out. Any questions on Bitly? This is just a side thing. I just came up in a discussion yesterday. It wasn't part of the original plan, but it's very useful to use this tool as well. Any questions on this?
All good.
Okay, so we're going to shut Bitly and let's go to Social Grow. Now Social Grow is a I'll have to use my other handle to sign into Social Grow because Social Grow has certain conditions and it is free only for people with less than 5,000 followers. The minute you go beyond 5,000 followers, Social Grow charges you because it thinks you're a professional, and it doesn't want, it's only free for non-professionals and not for professionals, right? So let me try signing in with my other Twitter handle. Oh, it's asking for my login and password. It most probably won't let me log in. Anyway, let's see. I'm worried because it says welcome back. So it's figured out that I'm the one. Just 1 second. Okay, so this is, I'm going to be very smart about it. So I'm going to add my other Twitter account, right? Because I don't want them to bar me. Just 1 second. All right, we're in. Remember that if you have more than 5,000 accounts, you obviously can't use this, but less than 5,000 you can use it. And this is a free version. After a certain time you have to upgrade. Now what has happened is, because I didn't want to sign in earlier and alert them, I've used this experimental Twitter handle which has very few followers, just to explain to you the process of what's happening here. Right now Social Bro is trying to collect all my data. For you, I think free Social Bro is more than enough. It will put you in a cutting edge league of people who are using all this, and will will uh, will help you really get ahead of the game. Now let's look at what all do I have. So I have me, and it gives me some idea about my account and says that I have 526 followers. It's a very steady account, this one. I don't act, no, not too many people follow me, and I don't follow, I mean there's no addition and deletion to this. but this is the dashboard that I can see, and I love it. That's why. So it shows all my important followers right now, and I showed you clout. Is there a question from somebody?
Yeah, Dr. Dinesh is asking, is this just for Twitter or can we add other social groups to this as well?
Yeah, Social Bro usually, it gives you a very good idea about Twitter. I think at professional level you can add others, but as of right now, I think it gives you a very good understanding of Twitter. See, the difference between adding Twitter and the others is that Twitter has an open API. That means there are no restrictions on the usage of data from Twitter. While Facebook an open and free API. Facebook has an open API, but it's paid and it is restricted because of your security settings. Similar for LinkedIn. So most of the social media free tools you will see in this world are built around Twitter, right? Some of them are around Facebook as well, but most of them are around Twitter. And the reason for that is because it's free and it's open. The minute you get into some of the others like Facebook, which is paid and open, it will cost you money, so there won't be any free tools available. But Cloud, for example, is a free tool, and again it links to almost everything, including Google Plus and all. But because the amount of analytics that Social Bro runs is quite a lot, I think right now it uses only Twitter. I think at the paid levels you can integrate some of the others. There's another question?
Yeah, Dr. Dinesh is asking, does it make a difference in case we just don't use Social Pro, since I am new to Twitter? So I think they are finding it really tough to adjust with Twitter, so they are asking if Social Pro is going to make it even more difficult for them.
Yeah, not really. See, if it's getting too confusing, I can stop. I just want to give you an idea of what all is available to you. Think of it as an academic exercise, and you can always next when you get more comfortable with Twitter, which should be a couple of weeks if you are regular, then you may want to experiment with all of them. If it's too tough, I can stop and we can move to something very much more basic or spend more time on Twitter. Let me know. What's your whatever you want.
I think we have two responses in the favor of not using Social Pro.
It's that complicated, is it?
I think they need some time for Twitter because the dentists are typically not using Twitter and hashtags, so they might need a week or so to, I think, practice the hashtags and stuff like that. Or probably we can discuss.
Right.
Do you guys want to discuss Twitter, the basic Twitter once again? Okay. Yes. Dr. Aparna is saying that she would want to go back to the basic Twitter once again and understand each and every minute things about Twitter itself.
Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's not go back to basic Twitter. Let's go back to Tweetdeck, right? So can all of you get on to Tweetdeck? And I'm logging off from Social Bro, right?
Right. So requesting all the delegates to log into Tweetdeck.
And just give me a minute.
Meanwhile, Dr. Dinesh has a question on Facebook marketing, Facebook ad actually. Should I take up the question? Dr. Dinesh, I think you can just type down your question for us.
All right. So let's get back to Tweetdeck. Let's start from the very basics now. Everybody knows what's a tweet. 140 characters. Can't exceed them. Let's start tweeting to each other, right?
Right.
So how can you, when should
I
you?
think it's great if all of us can send out our first tweet at least from Tweetdeck. So that's going to give us a good amount of hands-on right now itself, rather than postponing it for later. Let's just start tweeting each other or something like that. Dr. Aparna, is that okay? Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Meera, Dr. Pallavi, Dr. Snehal, you can just log into Twitter and send in your first tweet via Tweetdeck. That'll be, as in when you use it along with Dr. Vikram, I think it'll be even more comfortable for all of you to tweet from Tweetdeck. Dr. Vikram, Dr. Meera, Dr. Dinesh had a question on Facebook marketing. Do you want me to take it up right now?
Yeah, sure. What was the question?
Dr. Dinesh is saying that he had posted a before-after pic of a patient which was rejected by Facebook for Facebook marketing.
And what was the ground?
I'm sorry?
What was the reason? Did they give a reason?
They disapproved the image, I think. That's what he wants to say.
Mm-hmm. Can you send it to me?
Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Vikram would like to review the image that you had sent to Facebook for ad. So if you can just email it to us, we can email it to him, or you can just email Dr. Vikram directly, that'll be great. So Dr. Vikram will look into the matter. Dr. Meera has a question. Dr. Vikram, how does this help us in our practice? As in, by having too many social channels other than becoming popular, how do we go ahead with helping our profession? If you can just relate all of this with dentistry.
Yeah, see, one of the things that we hardly do in India is to collaborate with other dentists, for example. And I was myself surprised that there are so many dentists in India and abroad who are on Twitter. I never expected too many doctors to be there. And last couple of years, I've been seeing that there are a lot of doctors in India. So first, obviously, the most important aspect is creating awareness about you and this kind of services that you offer, the kind of facilities that you have at your clinic, the specialities, the expertise, etc. Second is obviously to get your perspective out. What do you think? There is a lot of work that has been done in the field of dentistry by companies like Colgate, which say, oh, every 6 months you should visit a dentist, every 6 months you should get your teeth cleaned, you should brush twice a day, etc. But most of that, somewhere down the line, is essentially to sell more toothpaste, right? But if you have a perspective on dental surgery, on dentistry, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. I think that's very important. You should use it. You should use social media to get your message out. Become that thought leader in the field of dental surgery. There are very few thought leaders in the field of dental surgery right now. Most of our, I'm not trying to be controversial here, but most of our so-called leaders from IDA are more interested in, in approving and disapproving dental colleges and doing the audits and running those conferences. Where is the thought leadership in India? It's hardly coming out. I think it's up to the grassroots level dentist using social media to become that thought leader. So social media is a big leveler. You don't need to have a huge following. You don't need to have 110 degrees. You don't have to have a practice for 30 years. But you can use social media to become that thought leader. Number three, we can use social media to also connect with dentists abroad. A lot of us, we don't do any knowledge sharing. I attend at least one webinar a week with some marketeer abroad, either in the US, UK, Singapore, Australia, because I want to understand what's new in marketing. I think similarly, you should take your time, figure out what are the webinars and dental sessions happening abroad, and try attending them. And the best way to do that is to social. Figure out who are the other big dentists abroad who are doing new things, and connect with them. And finally, I think a lot of work needs to be done, especially in the social or community dentistry space, I think you should, I mean, if nothing, you should start a hashtag, maybe collect a few like-minded dentists, do something in that area. So a lot of things can be done on social. Last year, if you remember, an entire political agenda of Lok Sabha ran on social. So power of social is pretty immense, gets people together. You can leverage it the way you want, but as always, I will say I don't spend more than 10 to 15 minutes on social. If you have the right tools and the right filters, that's enough for you. Does that help?
Uh, yes, I think so. Just to reinforce what Dr. Vikram had said, I think I had attended Dr. Vikram's course from Amagma a couple of months ago, and at that time I was really new with Twitter, but I was really excited after listening to Dr. Vikram at that time. So what I did was, and at that time this thing was on, what do we say, this disease was going on. It was the one, Dr. Vikram, the latest one, rampant and killing all the people in Africa. Ebola was on, and at that time we had FDI running, and I had just tagged FDI in one of my tweets saying that India is not really equipped to handle Ebola. And trust me, that Twitter is so powerful. Those guys read it, and our IDA president got a call saying that your newspapers are saying something different, and there's this person called Dr. Mayuris who's tweeting some pictures that were put up on the newspapers. So is it really safe to conduct FDI in India? So that's how powerful Twitter is at this point of time. I think, sir, we can ask them if all of you guys have logged into Tweetdeck. Dr. Aparna is having some issues with logging in on Tweetdeck. Dr. Aparna, you are ready? Fine. I think there's no response. Uh, you can choose anything. You can choose, yeah. Okay, Dr. Aparna is logged in. I think everybody has logged into Tweetdeck, sir. We can proceed with the demo of a tweet. I think we'll take up Dr. Aparna's earlier question as to if she is moving her clinic from one place to the other. How would she ideally make a tweet? Like how would she ideally compose a tweet with the use of hashtags so that maximum people would be able to read it, even the ones whom she does not know about? Dr. Vikram.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, I saw this tweet come up just a few minutes ago. Why dry mouth is a real problem for your dental health. This is somebody who's been blogging. Let me see if he's a dentist. Not really. I don't think he's a dentist. I think he works for some company, and he's selling a product. But anyway, so he's used Twitter for thought leadership, getting his message out. Well, let's look at if you shift your dental clinic. Now, where are you shifting it from? City to city or within the same city?
Same area, it seems. Same locality in the same city. Yeah.
Same locality and same area.
Yeah, across the road.
Then what's the worry? I mean, you can search for hashtag dentist and hashtag Pune, right? Okay, I think I got the spelling of dentist wrong. Okay.
Now, Dr. Aparna is saying that she wants to announce that she's shifting across the road. So how can she do that ideally? What would be an ideal tweet be like that she wants to announce that she's shifting across the road?
Yeah, so what you should do is, first of all, obviously, only people who follow you can see your tweet. You may not have that many followers in such a short time, so that option is ruled out. The next best option is to use hashtags. Now, if you hashtag Pune dentist, Uh, just see how many people are there. Quite a few. Somebody's looking for a dentist around NIBM. I don't know if that's an area in Pune. Uh, Not sure, but that's a patient who's looking for a. And there's a lot of ECHS is the Army Corps, right? So there are a lot of oh my God, controversial question. Why are dentists not considered real doctors? My God. Okay, interesting. So see the number of questions that people have in Pune/dentist. Opinion on dental implant, antibiotics. Should you go for laser? Um, I think this lady, she's a dentist herself, I think. Dental implantologist, SYMA dental care. She has only 65 followers, but she's using the right hashtags. So she's doing a smart thing because she doesn't have too many followers. She's using the right hashtag of Pune dentist. So what I would do is use hashtags of Pune dentist. A hashtag is again a complicated name. What it means is hashtag dentist, hashtag Pune, and put out your tweet, hey, opening this new clinic, state of the art, and start describing what else is there in your clinic. Like if you have a new machine from Siemens or Cavo, or you have new Colgene Built-in supplies or 3M supplies, start talking about it, start announcing it. The first step in social is always awareness, and awareness is telling as many people as possible who you are, right, and what you can do. Very simple. So I can see a lot of activity in Pune dentist, but some of them are pretty old. This is almost 366 days, 288 days, so not that recent. And obviously we have put out. So you should also check for, instead of dentist, you should check for dentistry. Because it depends from place to place. Some place dentist is more, some place dentistry is more. Definitely hashtag Pune because you're local, and only 60 days, 375, so doesn't really work. You should look for some other hashtag, but keep looking for hashtags. Keep finding out what's happening in your area. If your local area is also very popular, try for your local area because you might get some information from there. So use hashtags, and you got to keep searching for what are the common hashtags. So a lot of activity on Pune as such. Cities usually have activity. Just see if dentist, doctor, whatever works, use that.
Right. I think that pretty much answers Dr. Aparna's question. I think we can move ahead with composing our first tweet and sending it across.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to give that honor to Dr. Mayur. Tell us what is the first tweet. All of us will write it now.
There is another question, Dr. Vikram.
Yeah.
Hashtag to be mentioned in the tweet. Sir, I think there's a lot of confusion with respect to hashtags. It would be great if you can just actually compose a tweet for Dr. Aparna and explain it to her as to how can she announce that her clinic is moving across the street like that. Like how can she use hashtags?
Okay. Now a hashtag is like watching a TV channel, right? So essentially what I'm watching on Tweetdeck are all hashtags. So let me compose something that is closer to me. So I'll say hashtag BFC. BFC is actually Bengaluru FC. It's our local football team here, which is the current I-League champion. All the best for the match today. Okay, and so I've done two things. Now hashtag BFC Just one second. Sorry, just one second. So what I've done is I've done two interesting things here. This is just to explain to you what's going on. Now BFC is Bengaluru FC. I've used the hashtag BFC. All the very best. Let's kick this one out of the park. Right, at Bengaluru FC is the handle. The hashtag iLeague is the, just one second. Let me check what's the hashtag for iLeague and I'll explain what I'm trying to do here. No, it is the wrong hashtag. There is some people are using iLeague, but they are not using it in the context of. So the important thing is to find out what is the right hashtag, right? Anyway, so there seems to be some confusion on the iLeague, but let's figure that out later. So anyway, so I'm going to send this out. Let's see what happens. Now let's see what is going on with BFC. So what I've done is there is a BFC hashtag which is going on for football, and I have added my tweet to that channel, and you should be able to see my tweet somewhere there. And let's try for one other one which says this is the official Bengaluru FC tweets that have been going out. And they've been wishing people as well. So what I've done is now I've used a hashtag to make sure that my tweet lands up in this channel, which is a football related channel. And I've also referred to that original person, that original handle at Bengaluru FC to make sure that more and more people become aware of my tweet. So this can be done in so many different ways. So I can say, I can do this. So happy Ugadi Bengaluru. I can let's look for local areas in Bangalore which have hashtags. Vikram doesn't have a hashtag, so I was just thinking maybe it had its own hashtag. No, there are no local areas in Bangalore having their own hashtag. So I'll say happy Ugadi. Or I can also, and Twitter is brilliant because it gives you other options, right? And I send it out. And if I search here, I go to Ugadi. So there is a lot of activity already on Ugadi. So if you want to get really famous, take one of these hashtags which is popular and send everybody a tweet saying Happy Ugadi, or send a couple of tweets, and you will see the following, start following you there. Does that help you? How hashtags have helped? So you hashtag Ugadi, and there is this entire river of Ugadi that's flowing, right? And then you can hashtag sports, you can hashtag cricket, you can hashtag anything. As long as it's related to your business, you can hashtag it. Does that help you? Any confusion on this, or is this much better?
Dr. Aparna is asking, all of the people who use that hashtag will see that tweet. Yes, I think everybody, the entire world can see that.
Anybody can see. If you're on Twitter, you can see it.
I think the best way that you understand hashtags, Dr. Aparna, is to start tweeting using hashtags. Can all of us start tweeting immediately right now? And if you can just tag Dr. Vikram in your tweet, that'll be great. So that will be a live hands-on session right now itself. We'll come to know if you are tweeting well, you're not tweeting well. Dr. Aparna, Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Meera, Pallavi, can you send across one tweet? Yeah.
Yeah, this is my handle. Just send out a tweet with this handle. Let's see how you're tweeting.
It seems Dr. Dinesh just did. Dr. Dinesh, have you tagged Dr. Vikram in it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's great.
Great. So I think Dr. Dinesh is already using hashtags very well. What about you, Dr. Aparna? Waiting for your tweet, Dr. Meera, Dr. Pallavi, Dr. Snehal. Are you guys on Tweetdeck?
Okay, still waiting for the tweets.
Dr. Aparna, it need not be really long and stuff like that. Just say hi if that's okay with you and just tag Dr. Vikram in it. That's it. It seems Dr. Aparna has sent her tweet across. Dr. Vikram. Dr. Aparna, we've still not yet received your tweet. I think you can just.
Dr. Snehal has sent out her tweet.
Dr. Dinesh has given an excellent example as to how he can connect with us even without, even if he skips tagging Dr. Vikram or myself. He has used a hashtag which is meant for this course, which is social media marketing. It's another way of connecting with us even if you don't know us. So Dr. Dinesh has exactly followed what hashtags mean. So Dr. Aparna, we're still waiting for your tweet. We've falling short of time. I think we've got 6 minutes for today's session to close.
Yeah, whoever hasn't tweeted, immediately send out your tweet. Whatever is there on the Don't worry about it. Don't want it. I mean, it's not required that it has to be something breakthrough that will bill you a Nobel Prize.
Okay, Dr.
Simple
Meera
stuff.
and Dr. Aparna have already sent, it seems. Have you tagged Dr. Vikram in it?
I
Because
don't see it.
we're not able to see that tweet. There seems to be some problem. Either you are not tagging Dr. Vikram correctly.
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the other hand.
It seems Dr. Aparna has sent a couple of more tweets. Dr. Vikram, can you reply to Dr. Aparna's tweet so that we can see if she is receiving your tweet? I think you had received her
Yeah,
tweet
sure.
yesterday. Yeah, right in the center of your screen. Dr. Aparna, was there in your messages tab on top?
She's my, yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Home dentistry clinic, right?
There's a question from Dr. Meera. Uh, do they have to follow you before they send out a tweet or tag you?
No, no need. No need
No
to
need.
follow.
No need, Dr. Meera.
So that way, you can actually, in a way, you can look at the conversation going on between Dr. Snehal and me. Uh, she said hi, and I asked her if that's your first tweet. She said yes. So you can see the impact conversation. That's a typical conversation, and Twitter has a lot of them. But these are still early days. So just send out your first tweet, and we have only 2 minutes left. My God, time flies on these sessions. I don't know how we managed to do that, Mayur.
Yeah, I think Dr. Meera's tweet has come.
So that's Dr. Meera. Let's see what she has written. Meenakshi Dental Clinic. Okay. So we probably need some more detail. Make your profile as detailed as possible, and let me tweet to you. Okay, so I don't see anybody tweeting. We're almost out of time. I'll keep watching my Twitter channel to see if any tweets come by. And if you have any questions, do let Mayur know, and we can probably solve them later. Mayur, I'll get in touch with you about our next session. So I think so far we've done well. I hope you guys had a good time understanding Twitter, though we actually spent a lot of time on it. So I expect all of you to be experts at Twitter from now and use it rigorously, right? So with that, let's end the session today, Mayur, and we'll catch up soon. Oh, finally the tweet comes. Amazing.
Dr. Vikram?
Yeah.
I have received Dr. Aparna's tweet on my handle. She has tagged me. I think Dr. Aparna is saying, thanks doc. Thank you Dr. Aparna. Great to see your first tweet. But I think we need a lot more practice on Twitter. So I'll speak to Dr. Vikram about this, and let me see if we can keep an extra lecture on Twitter if it can be done on the use of Twitter. If you want, I can conduct it on behalf of Dr. Vikram over this coming week, so that we can just practice using Tweetdeck for one whole session.
Are we doing, you want another session on Twitter?
Sir, I think I'll do one thing. Before our next session, I'll just take one session with them, so that it can just be a practice session for them to use Tweetdeck. I think that'll be great.
Okay.
Anything, if I can just encourage everybody to use Twitter or Tweetdeck on a live webinar session and interact with tweets, that'll be great. Okay, Dr. Dinesh is saying that no, let them get some time so that they can get used to it. Fine. So whatever, I think I'll wait for suggestions from the delegates end, and I'll respond to that, and I think then we'll go ahead with our normal schedule, Dr. Vikram.